Back at it, back on in the building. Come on in, boxing junkies. You are always welcome to this rehab center. Known as the Double RT Boxing Show. You see it, the Double RT Boxing Show with your host, Mr.A. Now making another defense of her title, Jessica Cascilla. It was a good victory. You know, we've been tracking down Jessica on this show since season 1, 2. You know, I was trying to make little videos here and there, trying to get the voice out, you know, trying to get her a Katie Taylor fight. You know, her trainer pops on here once in a while, so thank you for him. Thank you for your time and support of the show. If you do see this one and you come back on, thanks. Thanks, Mr. Ramos. Now, straight to the point, Erica was just holding way too damn much, you know. It made it an ugly fight. If you wanted to take positives from this ugly fight, Jessica didn't get rattled. She didn't get thrown off game plan. So, you know, like I said, they were saying sometimes as a champion you gotta win in an ugly fashion. Like I said, in a positive in this fight, Jessica stayed mentally strong. She stayed somewhat on the game plan. You know, and okay, the punches, the volume was there. She's not falling off balance as much as I seen her when I first started the show. She's a little more having her feet under her, so that's good to see her working on that. Now, like I said, this fight was just, I thought it was going to actually be a card stiller. I didn't think Erica was just going to come out here and lay a fucking goose egg. Not to say that Jessica didn't do good, but just all the holding and just, you know, just as Jessica said, like, hey, you know, sorry to the fans. You know, she felt like she didn't give them what they wanted because Erica didn't show up to give it. And now after she's saying, you know, she wants to have big fights, Serrano, Brackus, and a Taylor too. I don't see her winning any of those fights because of one thing. She does not stick to the jab consistently. Her corner asks for, Ramos asks for, and I hear you ask for it. You know, he's always asking, hey, touch, and then load up, you know? And that is the one thing with Jessica is the problem. Her best attribute sometimes hurts her. Her heart and grit and want to get the job done sometimes goes against her. She needs, like the coach was saying, touch, and then try and hurt her with number 4 and 5 or 3 and 4. The fact that she comes out with power and she doesn't have a consistent jab. The fact that she comes out with hook and power, you can kind of see her shots coming. Now when she's in the inside, I think she bangs up Katie Taylor. I think she bangs up Brackus, but without her being a consistent jab, she won't win those fights. Now, as far as Serrano, so I think Serrano might be able to hang with her on the inside, but what's going to kill her against Serrano is going to be the lack of a jab and the movement. I think she lacks the footwork of all 4 of those fighters between Serrano, Taylor, and Brackus, and that's gonna cause her to have to track him down or pin him, back him up with a jab. Without a like I said, I don't think she even needs to make contact with the jab. It just needs to be out there. She needs to flick a jab out there to to bring her power behind it, because I don't think Katie Taylor can match her power. I think you could time Brackus very easy with her right hand. She has if you see Breaker, she has a hopping. You could time her hop, and her last fight, not her last fight, but one when she got Callie, I think Callie timed her with her right hand. That's why I don't think her and Clarissa Shields is a fight. I think Clarissa Shields is just too strong. They're just too big for her. And even though Jessica will be the smaller fighter in that fight, with the movement of Cecilia and a jab of Cecilia, it won't be good for Jessica just to come gusto, gritty in. She can't just come in with power shots. She's gonna have to touch, like Ramos be asking for touch, and then beat someone's ass. Those three fighters are not gonna allow her to just beat their ass. She's gonna have to touch, work to get in behind a jab, up and down on the body, and then break them down. Without a jab, and I've been saying since season 1, since I was first calling for the Jessica and Taylor fight, anyone with a jab can beat Katie Taylor. Jessica gave her a run for the money without a jab, and then she started breaking down the second half, and Pursoon showed what happens with a jab. What if you have a jab? What you do against Katie Taylor? Breakus, we saw what a straight right hand does to her. To me, the overall, I think it's gonna be a well-rounded fight for her will be Serrano, because Serrano to me is the only one who can match her inside. The other ones can out jab her, but to me, Jessica's best attribute is her inside banging, the uppercuts, the volume of the inside work. I think Serrano can match that, and she could jab and move. So it'll be difficult, but it should be a damn good fight. I want to see that fight probably out of all 3 of those fights. Then I would probably want to see Breakus, because I think even though her being a smaller woman in that, I think if she comes behind a jab and a strong jab and a straight hard right hand, like I said, Breakus could be timed with a right hand, but it got to be, like I said, Jessica's good at sticking to a game plan, but horrible at following the jab. Touch, jab. She needs that jab. Without a jab, she won't win those legacy fights she called out at the end of the fight. Because to me, I think she could beat Katie Taylor with a jab. She's shown she has the power to hurt her. Pursoon's shown, like I said, Jessica has the engine Pursoon had. The only difference was Jessica has an engine with hooks and inside game. Pursoon had it with straights, 1-2, 1-2s. That's where you could beat Katie Taylor, 1-2, 1-2. To me, Cecilia, you can beat with a right hand. Best of luck to Jessica, but it won't be done without a consistent jab. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. Jessica with a dominating performance. McCaskill doing it in her home city. The Double RT Boxing Show. Thank you for your time and support.